everyone, welcome to another Free Family Art Project. I'm Autumn, the Education Coordinator here for Studio 23. If you got to see Tara's previous segment featuring the art of Fran Santoro, then you got to see one of her drawings. That particular drawing was, I believe she said, of an abbey in France. And I thought, let's do another Fran Santoro inspired piece, but instead of the abbey that she has displayed out there, I thought I would feature these beautiful succulents that she's drawn. We have a few of these here in our store here at the studio, and it was a series that I believe Fran did that was all about beautiful succulents. And what I love about Fran's work is, first of all, she's an amazing draftsman. I think really it's her attention to detail and her attention to texture that really stick out to me. And I think those really just bring her artwork over the top, and it just makes it so fun and enjoyable to look at. So anyway, I thought that we could draw a succulent inspired by Fran's work. So we're gonna draw a little bit simpler version. I feel like we might possibly be spending a little less time on our succulent. Could be wrong. But so we're gonna draw a succulent inspired by Fran's plants. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the camera so you can see what we're doing, and we'll get started. Okay, so let's see. If you look at my example, we have, this is simply just colored pencil that I've done on this is cardstock, but you could really use any old paper to draw this on. So I have some paper, here's my fresh sheet of paper, and then I'm just using regular old Crayola colored pencils, nothing fancy. I am using a really limited color palette for this because we're not trying to get too carried away with it. I'm using a really nice yellowy green color, couple purples, I have a blue here, I have a couple browns, and then I have a white so we can do a little blending as well. If you wanted to, you could always throw in like a red, might be nice, and an orange, something like that might be nice too. You'll notice that I don't have black, and that's because it's not really necessary. We're going to create shadows using our cool colors, our blues, and we're not going to use black. So if you see, I really didn't use any black in my succulent. So, all right, so let's get started. I'm going to draw this out. I think I'll use a blue colored pencil. And to start with, I think what's probably easiest is to start in the middle, right here with this rounded shape. All right, so, and that's not too terribly hard. Remember, when you're drawing plants and things from nature, it should be fun, it should be relaxing, because these are organic shapes and organic lines. And to me, as a children's instructor, it makes me think, oh, okay, this does not have to be perfect, which I love. I love that. So, all right, so we'll get started in the middle, and I'm just gonna do kind of a rounded, I don't know, I'll call it a boomerang shape. And then I'm gonna do another one here. It's gonna be another rounded shape. And then I'll do another one on the bottom here to round it off. All right, so there's my center. That's gonna be this part right here. So pretty, and you love the challenge of a limited palette. Yeah, it's fun. Limited palettes, it can be challenging, but I think also they can be really beneficial. All right, then I'm gonna do sort of like a Y shape in the middle here. And again, my lines are kind of rounded, not doing anything perfectly. I don't need to. It's nature. It's perfect as it is, right? All right, so I got my middle. Now I want to start making my surrounding leaves. And because of the type of succulent this is, our leaves are just going to be this sort of triangle shape with some rounded lines. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I'm just going to kind of go in at a point. There's one. Let's see, we'll do one here. See, and these, it's just sort of a triangle-ish shape. There's another one. Let's see. Doing right here. Doing right there. All right. So you can see we're starting to get that shape. All right. So I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to keep filling it in. That's what I want to do. So I'll do one right here. And let's see, we'll do one right here. Here and just a couple more and I think should do it. We just kind of want to fill it in a little bit just so you can really get the idea. It's supposed to be a succulent and you know, that's about it. So, and see, my lines are not perfect, so that you don't have to be scared you're going to mess this up. You're not going to mess it up. You're going to be good. All right. I think maybe we'll do one more right here. And we'll do one more right here. And I think that's good. I think that's good enough. So you can see we got our intro, or just our beginning of our succulent, okay? So now that we got that done, I'm gonna go in and I think I want to start off with drawing in these purple tips. If you look at a lot of succulents, you'll notice that there is kind of a purple color towards the edge, and you can even see that in the example I showed you of Fran's work. So I wanna make sure that gets in there, and I'm just gonna use this lighter purple color, and I'm just gonna go right in on all my leaves, and I'm gonna go fast because of time, but I'm sure you will take your time and make this look beautiful. So I'm just gonna keep going in. See how I'm leaving the very end white though? So I'm coloring in very close to the tip, but I'm not coloring in that very end part. I'm leaving that white. Throw a little bit up here in our middle space, just for the fun of it. Oh, I forgot this guy. All right, so we have the purple added to our tips. We're starting to get some layers, some colors going. Okay, so now from there, we want to do a base color, which the base color of this is actually blue, and I'm sure you're probably thinking I'm crazy, but no, with colored pencils, if you've seen any past demos that I've done, it's all about layering. And I believe our instructor, Julie Tislicki, when we featured her art, she went into even more detail about the layering of colors and the science behind it and everything. So we're actually gonna start our base color with a nice blue color. Let's see, here we go. And I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna color it probably up to the, I'll say up to the purple. And I'm gonna go fast, but like I said, I know you're gonna take your time. And I'm not pressing really hard because I know I'm gonna layer a lot of colors on top of this. So I don't wanna get too carried away. And Fran says she learned to achieve dimension by adding layers of color. Yes, yes, absolutely. And I think it just adds such a little difference that, you know, by using those layers of colors, it just really, I feel like it brings your colored pencil artwork to the next level. I learned a lot of layering techniques from Julie Tislicki, our colored pencil instructor also. And she is going to be teaching in the fall again. She offers colored pencil classes here at the studio. So if you would like to learn even more from an even better instructor, Julie is your lady, and you definitely want to check out our classes. Our classes start the week of September 14th, and they're just getting posted as of yesterday. We're starting to get them posted on the website, so check out our website, or even give us a call at the studio. As always, I would love to talk classes with anyone. If you have questions, comments, suggestions, we always want to hear about it. Oh, forgot this guy again. Here we go. All right, so we got our base color down. The closer you get the strokes on the first layer, the better the final results will be. Oh, that's a great tip. Thank you, Julie. And if I was going slower and taking my time, I would absolutely take your advice, because I've seen your work and your final results, and I know you're correct. So there's our base layer. All right, so now I'm going to go over it with this really nice yellowy green color. And I'm going to go over like the whole entire leaf. And I am pressing down a little harder now with my pencil, because I really want to cover that blue. You know, I want this to look green, not blue. All right. And you'll see I'm even going over that the purple tips that I did a little bit. But I'm trying to not so much do the very end that's white. I am going to color that in a little bit with my green pencil, but I want it to be really really subtle. So I want to use a lot less pressure, so it's lighter. So I'm going to wait to do the ends. But see how it's kind of coming to life now? It's starting to look more like a plant. That's why you gotta do those base colors. It's a great way, a great tip from Julie to bring, and from Fran also, to bring those colors together and to really bring your colored pencil work to the next level. All right. And I'm scribbling a little bit for time. All right, there we go. Now for the ends, let's see. See, so it's starting to look green. For the ends, I'm really lightly gonna go over the ends. And I won't do all of them. I'll just kind of show you. See, I'm like really using hardly any pressure because I want it to be very, very light green. All right, got that done. Let's see. So we did our purple tips, we did our base color, we added more tones in with the green. If you wanted to, you could even go in. Yes, Fran does an amazing job of layering. I think one of my favorite things about her work is her layering of color and to create like these patterns, and it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love her layering work. You could add, like, like I said, if you had an orange and you wanted to go in and maybe, you know, warm it up a little bit here, you could do that. You know, you could mess around with it. There's nothing wrong with a little experimenting in art, right? So then lastly, what I'm going to do is I want to create some shadows. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this blue, and I'm just going to kind of go in and kind of outline around the leaves. And I'm not pressing nearly as hard as when I was doing the green. And what that kind of does is, because the blue is a cool color, it pushes what's behind it and, you know, this area back, because I'm using it against that really warm green color. So because that's how our eyes see. Studio 23 does a great job promoting it. Oh, thank you, Fran. I appreciate it. You know I appreciate you. You do so much for the studio and so much for the education component of the studio. I don't know what we would do without you, quite honestly. So we're gonna, because that's how our eyes see. Our eyes, the human eye, we see cool things further back and we see warm things closer up. And a lot of you know, modern artists use that trick to, you know, push things back into the background and bring things forward. I want to say it was, I'm trying to think who the artist was who really started doing that, and someone can maybe remind me. But oh, I think it was Paul Cézanne, actually. I think it was Paul Cézanne who really started getting to the idea of cool colors go back and warm colors go forward with the eye. So if you're interested in more about that technique, that's a great person to look up, Paul Cézanne. All right, so I'm going to keep, and see, I'm just going along the lines here, just to try and push back our layers. All right, and I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough for me. Now, you could obviously color in a background. This isn't very much of a background, but you know, if you didn't want to leave it white just like this, you absolutely could. But this is your finished project that you're going to have using your limited color palette, a succulent inspired by the beautiful colored pencil drawings of Fran Santoro. If you want to see more of Fran's work, pop into the studio. She's got pieces up in our store right now, and they are absolutely stunning. You won't be disappointed. And that is it for me today. Thank you everyone for joining me for this family art project. And up next is Val, and I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Bye.